No Wait Weather and Traffic on CW 39 Houston.
All right, it is 7 o'clock, and we're following a serious situation when it comes to our weather and also our roadways. And this is how serious this is. The San Jacinto River Authority has already announced that Lake Conroe itself is temporarily closed because of so much water and rain that is coming down. That alone lets you know this is a bad situation.
Yeah, since yesterday, some of the heaviest has been far north, far west of Houston.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've had rain in Houston, and there's more coming, which we'll get to in a moment. But yeah, we're all under a flood watch today.
Yeah, and speaking of Lake Conroe, that area, Montgomery County, they have several roads there that are closed or partially closed this morning. I'll get into that here in just a second, but right now let's go ahead and take a look at the North Loop. We have 7 stalled vehicles on the map this morning. This is one of them. Traffic not really impacted because of these stalls, but fortunately we do not have any big accidents working right now, and I hope we keep it that way. I hope everybody just slows down, keeps some space between them and the other drivers, and of course, cell phones down, everybody.
Yeah, and also a reminder, some of our school districts are actually on a 2-hour delay. HISD and Fort Bend County are not, but some of our smaller school districts, will get to those in just a minute, have to be delayed because of this rain, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason for it, right? It's all because of safety, and you know, we've had a lot of rain. There's more coming. I don't see it really backing down much at all this morning. So again, in green, which is all of us, if you're watching, under a flood watch, that's in effect until noon. That gives you a little idea that the first half of the day might be when the most intense rain occurs. And then the flash flood warnings are in red. We actually have this big stripe from around Schulenburg to Huntsville and areas in between. Also far south and far east of Houston, there are flash flood warnings. That's highlighting areas where the rain really came down intensely, too much too quick, and there could be some flood issues there. Now, we don't have a flood warning over Houston right now, but there's certainly going to be some ponding of water on roads, and maybe eventually we get into a minor street flooding situation with more rain coming. But like I talked about earlier, the rain rates, the intensity of the rain is not quite up to the level that gives us too much concern for street flooding as it looks now. Maybe a little good news there, but still it's just going to be nuisance wet weather all day long, off and on, and even into tonight. Now, tomorrow we're finally back to seeing some dry weather. We do have a few more showers in the forecast Friday. And then the weekend, if I had a fourth headline here, it'd be the fact that the weekend looks great. Lots to talk about. We'll get all into the details in a couple of minutes.
And as Anna mentioned, street flooding isn't a huge concern right now. I have been keeping an eye on the cameras we have available on some of our trouble spots. You know, the usual areas, I-45, Greens Road, Fuquay along the Gulf Freeway, that tend to see the water pile up, creating some ponding or even some nuisance situations. But there's nothing there on the cameras. But you can see here on the traffic map, here is a look at radar. We have rain now coming up throughout the Southwest Freeway, so be prepared for some pockets of moderate rainfall. So be sure that your wipers are ready, your tires are ready. Also along 90, got some rain there as well. And then if you're going to be on that beltway here in just a little bit, there are some rain showers now moving across from west to east.
All right, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get started with some other news making headlines today. A deadly shooting after a man was found dead outside of his home this morning. It happened just after 1 a.m. Police say it happened in the Northeast Houston area in the 9900 block of Valley Club Drive. The victim's father and brother told police the victim came inside, quote, acting crazy, end quote, so they tried holding him down, but he broke loose. Now, the victim then went outside, joined a group of people, and that's when the brother and father heard gunshots. One person who was grazed in the head by a bullet was taken to an area hospital. The suspect remains at the scene and is cooperating with police. The investigation continues. On to another shooting. The Harris County Sheriff's Office investigating a shooting that left one man dead. It happened yesterday at the Brookside Gardens apartment complex in Southeast Houston. Deputies arrived at that complex located in the 3500 block of South Sam Houston Parkway East and found an adult male who had been shot by a suspect. The male was transported to a hospital where he was later pronounced dead. Homicide investigators are still looking for a suspect and they are investigating. A man was taken to the hospital in another shooting. This time, this person was shot in the chest, according to police. Now, this took place last night in Southwest Houston near Ashford Point Drive after police received a call about a man being shot. And when they arrived, they gave CPR to the victim. He was taken to an area hospital. His condition also unknown. Well, HPD releasing surveillance video of a hit-and-run suspect in South Houston. Watch closely. It happened back on November 23rd, and right there we have to pause it, of course, in order to not show you what the incident ended up resulting in. But before that, there's pushing and shoving. This was November 23rd, as I mentioned, showing a man and a truck who ran over a valet employee who was walking on a sidewalk in the 3300 block of Kelton Street. The suspect gets out of his truck, pushes the victim, and then HPD needs your help finding the suspect. The man who ran over that valet is described as a short black man with a thin build, wearing a black shirt and gray pants. The man was driving that black Dodge Ram pickup with lights on top. If you know anything, recognize the man or the vehicle, contact the Houston Police Department's Major Assault Unit. You see that number right there at the bottom of your screen? Write it down. It's 713-30-88800. Also, contact Crime Stoppers if you know anything, 713-222-TIPS. And check out this. You're about to see, boom, that's lightning caught on camera in Madisonville. It happened last night, and it was lighting up the night sky. Madisonville is just a little over an hour north of here in Houston, and we're under a flood watch until noon today. The National Weather Service expects more inches of rain to fall, and that's why our chief meteorologist Adam Kruger has been so busy. He's watching every single part of it and joins us now with the latest on weather. Adam?
Okay, we'll begin with radar, which just gives you an idea of where rain is right now, and you can kind of see the motion of where everything is headed. So there's no dodging the rain this morning. I mean, this is widespread, one of those 100% rain chance kind of mornings here where everyone is getting it. And notice everything's pretty much going from south to north. You see all that rain south of Houston? It still is going to head into Houston at some point this morning. Now, one thing I mentioned earlier, the rain rates seem to be low enough to where we're not going to get into extreme street flooding situations, but we've already seen some instances around parts of Houston of some minor street flooding and just, you know, significant ponding of water on the roads. Now, notice where there's some green polygons, we'll call them, north and west and south and even east of Houston. Those are flash flood warnings where we've seen the heaviest rain so far. We don't have a flash flood warning in Houston or greater Houston right now. A little bit of good news there. But again, it's still just widespread wet weather drifting through. It's just going to keep coming in waves through much of the morning hours, even in the afternoon, although maybe slightly breaking up in the afternoon. Here's some good news, though. This is what I was talking about. When we look at rain rates, and anywhere you see that yellow, that's about ½ an inch to an inch per hour, which the streets, as far as the drainage under normal situations, they can handle that. If you were to see red or magenta, that would be the rain rates high enough to cause some street flooding, and we're not seeing much of that right now. So this isn't those major like tropical style downpours, but just widespread annoying wet weather. And it's going to be like that through much of the morning. As we head into the afternoon hours, you can see there's still waves of rain coming, but maybe not quite as much coverage, maybe a little more space between these clusters of showers and thunderstorms. Heading later into the evening, still some rain at times, and even overnight we still have some rain coming through. This is 4 o'clock in the morning, for example. Now, by the time the sun comes up tomorrow, I expect this rain to start moving east of Houston, and the rest of Thursday should be dry. We may actually get some sunshine breaking out tomorrow afternoon. So tomorrow is going to be looking much better. And even after we get past noon today, we expect things to start backing off a little bit. But still, it's just, you know, plan on the wet weather through today and even into tonight. Most of Thursday is dry. A few showers could return Friday. Then we've got a front bringing some drier and slightly cooler air for the weekend. The sun is back for several days, and kind of back to our regularly scheduled nice weather that we tend to enjoy here in Houston this time of year.
All right, we'll take it. Thank you so much, Adam. Well, they are walking and biking across the country to raise awareness about post-traumatic stress disorder, and they are in our area right now. CW39's own Seth Kovar is joining us live here in the studio. And Seth, you actually met up with the 4 members of Walk for Vets just yesterday. So what was that experience like with them?
It was great. You know, they had good stories to tell,
Yes.
and they all are dealing with PTSD themselves, so this cause means a lot to them. Here are the guys right here. They're no doubt pretty tired. They've been going for quite a while now. Now, they stopped for me in Northeast Houston as they cruised into town from Beaumont. They're not quite to the halfway point in their journey just yet, and the weather has obviously been very lousy for them over the last few days, but their spirits remain pretty high. That's because these veterans are on a new mission. John Ring founded Walk for Vets, and it's the second time he's crossed the country on foot to raise awareness about the dangers of PTSD, which often can lead to suicide. This time around, he's walked from Florida to the Texas-Louisiana state line. He walked. He and 3 other vets have been taking turns riding bikes ever since. They call it the Texas 1000, only a slight exaggeration of the number of miles they'll bike to the town of Anthony on the New Mexico state line. And once there, John will ditch the bike and start walking again all the way to San Diego, California. His first walk inspired people suffering from PTSD to seek help. People like fellow veteran Michael McCarthy, who manned the bike for Walk for Vets as they rode into Houston yesterday.
When John did his first walk in 2020, his goal was to find one veteran, change their mind, and hopefully stop them from suicide. My first words to him were, "John Ring, I'm that one. My name is Michael McCarthy." Every step since, it's been a healing process.
Michael says Walk for Vets probably saved his life, and he's happy to take part in this year's event. Now, this mission has a second objective as well. See the flag that they're carrying here? It has the little brake light on it. Well, they wear it on their backs during their journey to San Diego because that's where 8-year-old David Osborne lives, a young man who lost his father to suicide brought on by PTSD. I'll have the story of that fallen veteran and his son a little later in the newscast, Sharon. It's a bit heartbreaking, but what these guys are doing will hopefully make him feel a little bit better about things and let him know he's not alone.
It's magnificent, and I love the fact that, of course, I know why they had to get on the bike going through Texas, because walking through Texas is like walking through 5 states. So
that's
you
exactly
get a
right.
little faster.
It's half the journey from Florida to California.
Exactly. Thank you for bringing this incredible story to us, Seth. Appreciate it. All right, let's turn to some other news. A reminder, going back to weather for a moment, we have some school delays because of the wet weather across our viewing area. It's forced some of our smaller school districts to announce a slight delay when it comes to the start of the class day. So classes have a 2-hour delay starting today due to excessive rain received over the past 48 hours in these school districts. We're talking about Cold Spring, Oakhurst, CISD, Livingston ISD, Shepherd ISD, and Belleville ISD. In fact, this has been severe because a little further north, the San Jacinto River Authority even announced that Lake Conroe is temporarily closed because of so much rain that they have been receiving. So let's go ahead and talk about more rain in traffic and how our roads are being impacted by all these wet conditions.
Yeah, you mentioned Lake Conroe there. Well, in Montgomery County, the Montgomery County Homeland Security and Emergency Management Office actually put out a list of closures and partial closures around Montgomery County. 100 block of Fish Creek, thoroughfare, northbound lanes. There's high water there. High water also on the 300 block of Rogers Road. Also, a bridge is closed over Caney Creek because of Millmac, because of the bridge, the high water there as well. There's several roads there closed down. I'm writing something up right now for our website, so if you have to take any of these roads, there's just going to be delays, or you're just going to have to find an alternate route. And the rain, I have it over our traffic map. You can see it's still coming this morning. Let's go ahead and move on over now to our traffic maps, because I want to take you through the North Loop right now. There are really starting to stack up the cars there. This is a look at our camera on Irving Boulevard. Now moving over to Fulton, that camera also showing some brake lights here. The traffic is really starting to pack in at that interchange between 45 North. And now here's a look at Airline on the North Loop as well. Lots of traffic already. It's 7:15 on your Wednesday morning. We're starting to see slower traffic also coming in from the Southwest Freeway, Williams Trace Boulevard to downtown. Your drive right now is 26 minutes. Meanwhile, Pin Oak to downtown on I-10, that's nearing an hour, 52 minutes there.
Whatever he says, it's not as bad as it's about to sound. This is bull poop. Family Law, tonight at 9/8 Central on the CW.
Bruno! Bruno!
Pup on the run? No problem. With 5 drive modes, Rogue makes this a walk in the park.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months or get $2,000 NMAC cash on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Hey, Rookie.
Yo, Rook!
This way, Rookie.
My bad. I've been a rookie a few times in my life.
Rack 'em up, Rookie.
But this time, it's with Medicare. So I'm going to call Cigna Healthcare. Get some wisdom from them.
Nice move, Irvin.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Cigna Healthcare has tools and resources to make Medicare simple and easy for rookies and pros. Visit CignaWiseCall.com to learn more.
Thousands of women with metastatic breast cancer are living in the moment and taking Ibrance. Ibrance with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ibrance plus letrozole significantly delayed disease progression versus letrozole. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening chest pain, cough, or trouble breathing. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. For more information about side effects, talk to your doctor. Be in your moment. Ask your doctor about Ibrance, a Pfizer product.
Young mom helped with after-school care, and a widow makes friends at the place where a teenager finds help for school and a job. Members like you support them all. They're getting help from the...
This portion of No Wait Weather and Traffic is brought to you by personal injury attorney Willie Powells. Willie wins.
It's 16 minutes after 7 o'clock. Welcome back, everyone. Former President Donald Trump moved closer to the Republican presidential nomination Tuesday night, defeating his lone remaining rival, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley in New Hampshire. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rashad Hudson was there and reports what went down in New Hampshire in the primary.
Former President Trump was hoping to clinch the Republican presidential nomination here in New Hampshire last night, but Nikki Haley says she will continue to fight.
This is a great, great state.
Former President Trump defeated former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley in the first-in-the-nation primary in New Hampshire, following his 30-point victory in last week's Iowa caucuses.
She did very poorly, actually. She had to win. The governor said, she's going to win, she's going to win, she's going to win. Then she failed.
Haley is the only Republican still challenging Trump for the GOP nomination. She worked to pull in independent and anti-Trump voters, something the former president pushed back on.
Let's not have somebody take a victory when she had a very bad night.
I want to congratulate Donald Trump on his victory tonight.
But even with a disappointing loss, she vowed to press on.
This race is far from over. There are dozens of states left to go. And the next one is my sweet state of South Carolina.
Haley says she's better suited to take on President Biden in November.
The worst kept secret in politics is how badly the Democrats want to run against Donald Trump.
And like Haley mentioned, the focus is now on the South Carolina primary, where polls show former President Trump with an early lead. Reporting in Manchester, Rashad Hudson, back to you.
Over and over again, Donald Trump brags about killing Roe v. Wade. It is unthinkable to me that anyone could cheer on these abortion bans that nearly took my life.
You are listening to Amanda Zurawski. She's the leading woman suing the state of Texas over abortion exceptions. Actually speaking at the Biden campaign event yesterday focused on restoring Roe versus Wade. And as voters were picking their top Republican for president in New Hampshire, Democrats are reminding their base that abortion is on the ballot in 2024. The Biden campaign has a new ad featuring Zurawski, who actually has denied an abortion for a child she wanted under the state's law, and she was denied that here in Texas. Our state capitol correspondent Monica Matten actually breaks down the messaging on this issue.
Every woman's worst nightmare.
A new re-election ad for President Joe Biden is focused on abortion bans like in Texas.
At a routine ultrasound, I learned that the fetus would have a fatal condition and that there was absolutely no chance of survival.
The Biden campaign tying the law with the president's likely opponent.
In Texas, you are forced to carry that pregnancy, and that is because of Donald Trump overturning Roe v. Wade.
It's an issue Democrats are betting big on.
When I'm elected to the U.S. Senate, we will codify Roe v. Wade and go back to allowing women to make their own health care decisions in consultation with their faith, their family, and their doctors, not politicians.
Texas Republicans have been hesitant to weigh in on whether exceptions to the law should be expanded.
There's an important conversation going on between the voters in the various states and
their elected representatives about where the lines should be drawn.
I think that Republicans sort of underestimated how galvanizing of an issue it was going to be.
Caroline Vakil, a campaign reporter with The Hill, points to Democrats' successes on the ballot in other states since the fall of Roe.
And I think both parties are trying to paint the other as extreme, but I think in this case we're starting to see which side resonates a little bit more with voters.
But notes it's not the highest ranking issue for voters, with polls showing the economy and immigration topping the list in Texas.
And that was Monica Madden reporting. Well, in other news, there is little likelihood of the Texas state lawmakers walking back on its near total abortion ban with a conservative supermajority. And changes on this will likely have to come from Congress and the White House, whether it's Democrats' proposal to codify Roe versus Wade or some Republicans' pitch to create nationwide abortion restrictions. We'll keep you posted. Now let's get back to the weather and all the rain still coming down.
Yeah, no avoiding the rain today. The question is, will it get heavy enough for some significant street flooding in Houston? Right now, the rain rates are low enough to where that's not a big concern, but there is some significant ponding of water on some roads. Temperatures today, by the way, if you're curious, will be in the 60s, although I imagine not a lot of people will be out and about, out in the weather or out in the elements today. Let's look back at rain over the last 24 hours. And as we look at this, one thing clearly stands out to you, this stripe pretty far west of Houston. A lot of this happened yesterday, but in this zone, about 5 to even up to 10 inches of rain fell in some locations. Flash flood warnings, no surprise, are in effect out in that area. And then we see these light green to yellow colors indicating, yes, this is a wide range, but about 1 to 4 inches in this general area. Some spots even a little more than 4, for example, up towards Conroe. And then down south, we've seen kind of a range of 1 to 4 inches as well. And anywhere you see green, it's 1 inch plus. Where there's blue, that's a little less than an inch of rain out of all this. So rain has fallen everywhere, but in some spots, certainly heavier than in others. What we see on radar right now, there's more waves of rain coming. You can see a lot down to the south, which is all heading northward towards Houston. There's, again, no dodging it here this morning. Widespread rain continues. Now on radar, the lack of red colors indicating that the rain's not super intense, but there are some pockets where you might be able to phrase it as downpours coming down. Mostly just moderate showers, borderline heavy showers moving through a large part of Houston and areas west right now, and off to the south, of course, as well. So again, no one real spot to highlight getting anything too crazier than some other areas. It's just some broad rain sweeping through today. Rain chance hour by hour. It's going to be pretty high all day long, which means widespread rain will continue. Now, maybe a little downturn in the evening and then back up to some more widespread rain in the middle of the night. This goes all the way into 2 a.m. Finally, by tomorrow morning, once the time the sun is up, I think most of the rain, or even all of the rain by then, should be out of here. But between now and 6 a.m. tomorrow, 1 to 2 inches, even up to 3 inches will be quite common across our area. And on top of the heavy rain we've seen already, that may lead to some minor flood issues. Again, most of Thursday is dry other than a little in the morning. Friday, some scattered rain could return mainly in the afternoon. And then by Friday night, with that front coming in, drier air and slightly cooler air moves in just in time for the weekend.
No major accidents right now, so that is great news. Great news. I hope everybody is slowing down, keeping some space between you and the other drivers. Right now, here is a look at the big map. We have a couple of side street accidents, but nothing on the major highways. Also, just to note on those side streets, if there was a camera around 45 North Freeway, especially around Greens Road, I have been keeping an eye on those because those are typical areas where we do see the water just collect on the roadways, just poor drainage around those areas. But right now, it doesn't look like there's anything impactful. But I do want to focus on the radar now. You'll see that we have just some pockets of light to moderate rain coming across the area. So please be sure that your tires and your wipers are in good working order. As I zoom in here into the Katy Freeway, we have some slowdowns from the downtown area all the way until 99. Let's go ahead and take a tour now of the Katy Freeway. This is Dairy Ashford. You see the traffic on the left. That is your eastbound traffic heading into downtown. Eldridge Parkway also looking the same. Town, not too bad. Going into town, that's where we're starting to see the brake lights add up. And now here's a look at the Addicts Park and Ride, and here is a look at State Highway 6. You're watching CW39 Houston. No Wait Weather and Traffic. We'll be right back.
3 gridiron greats, 3 revealing interviews, 1 show. I'm Jared Payton. Join me as we go deep with these legends of the big game.
February 3rd at 12:30 a.m. on CW39, brought to you by these sponsors.
If you overdraw your account, Wells Fargo gives you an extra day grace period to avoid the overdraft fee. What if everything came with a grace period, like accidentally parking where you shouldn't?
Hey, what about this one? Nah, that one gets an extra day. Somebody got lucky.
Like having an extra day grace period? When it comes to overdrafts, you can with Wells Fargo.
Business can happen virtually anywhere, but there's nothing like being there. At National, you can skip the counter and choose any car in the aisle. Even manage your rental right from the app. So you can give some quality time to a quality cause. Swing by to see one more customer and really get down to business. Go National. Go like a pro.
Treat yourself to rich Ghirardelli chocolate and luscious caramel. Experience Ghirardelli caramel squares in a bag and a bar. Makes life a bite better.
Today's healthcare system can feel like a factory. And that's why Village Medical is changing primary care. Here, you get the time and attention of a whole care team. Village Medical, the new way to well.
What's up, everybody? I'm Deontay. A little thing I love about Chick-fil-A Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is the flavor it provides. It's seasoned to perfection. It's juicy every time. The pepper jack, it melts on top, and it gives it that little kick. Along with the zest from the chicken, it's memorable when you bite into it. Just thinking about how it's stacked up, that's what I look forward to every time. This Spicy Deluxe is fire.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
Hello, Houston! Get ready for a one-of-a-kind experience in the one city that does it bigger than anywhere else. Let's play. Let's eat. Let's ride. Let's rodeo at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, February 27th through March 17th. Welcome to the show.
This portion of No Wait Weather and Traffic is brought to you by Universal Plumbing Supply Company.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You know there are times when we have no idea why things happen, but we just know we have to handle the situation. And that's exactly what one group of firefighters did in Baton Rouge. Take a look. The situation they had to handle was freeing a deer that had gotten itself stuck in a fence. In footage released by the St. George Fire Department, you can actually see them using a tool to spread apart the iron bars to help it out. They needed to create a large enough space that would allow the deer to pass through safely. And you can see, yes, they did it in about a second. It's about to happen. Here we go, dear. Here we go. Here we go. It's almost a success. There we go. And let her out. Okay, my voice is getting a little too high for that one, and there she goes. Nice job, everybody.
I got it. She's coming through.
Oh, it's going through. Here she goes.
And she was able to run off, meaning nobody, including the deer, were injured, and just goes to show you that she hopefully learned a lesson to stay away from fences. We're CW39 Houston. No wait weather and traffic.
Rev your engines and set sail for the ultimate surf and turf. The Houston Automotive Show, January 24th through the 28th at NRG Center. One ticket gets you into both the auto show and the boat show. See your favorite car and boat brands under one roof. Learn about the latest electric vehicles and test drive one with Evolve Houston. Board your dream boat and check out the bass fishing demos. It's the Houston Automotive Show, January 24th through the 28th. Beat the line and buy online at automotiveshow.com.
Ready? It's happening right now at Rooms to Go. Pick from 100 beautiful rooms, each under $1,500. Picture it, your home, fully furnished in your style, with living rooms under $1,500, dining rooms under $1,500, bedrooms under $1,500. So many stylish options, each under $1,500. And it gets even better. Finance for $30 or less per month, interest-free for 50 months. Furnish your home to perfection. Now at Rooms to Go.
I'm Constable Alan Rosen. Every day, polluters dump garbage and hazardous waste in our communities. We're fighting them throughout Harris County, but need your help. If you see illegal dumping, call us at 832-927-1567.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on a new vehicle.
Known for following your dreams. Known for keeping with tradition. Known for discovering new places. No one wants to be known for cancer, but a treatment can be. Keytruda is known to treat cancer. FDA approved for 16 types of cancer, including certain early stage and advanced cancers. One of those cancers is early stage non-small cell lung cancer. Keytruda may be used with certain chemotherapies before surgery when you have early stage lung cancer, which can be removed by surgery, and then continued alone after surgery to help prevent your lung cancer from coming back.
Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack healthy parts of your body during or after treatment. This may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have cough, shortness of breath, chest pain, diarrhea, severe stomach pain, severe nausea or vomiting, headache, light sensitivity, eye problems, irregular heartbeat, extreme tiredness, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, fever, rash, itching or flushing. There may be other side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems. If you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant, receive chest radiation, or have a nervous system problem.
Keytruda is an immunotherapy and is also being studied in hundreds of clinical trials, exploring ways to treat even more types of cancer. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. See all the types of cancer Keytruda is known for at Keytruda.com and ask your doctor if Keytruda could be right for you.
From the center of the political universe.
Back on the campaign trail.
What's at stake here tonight? Everything if you want to be president of the United States.
It's crunch time. They need to make their case. A crucial night for these candidates.
This is the main event tonight.
We are going to give you politics the way it should be done, bringing you your democracy live.
No, she's got a sweater on because it was cold.
It's cold in here.
Yeah, it's but I prefer to be in here than outside with all the rain, the slick roads, the messiness, people who can't drive. Yeah, because we have problems driving in the sunshine, let alone the rain.
Well, I love playing in the rain.
I do too.
Like as a kid, if I could, I'd be out there running around doing little zoomies.
But it's not us.
Since there's no lightning, right?
Yeah, but it's not us. It's the other people I'm concerned about too.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah,
that's
you gotta
very,
watch for the road zoomies is what you don't want.
Road zoomies.
Yeah, well, fortunately, we don't have any bad ones right now. TransStar doesn't have any verified accidents on the map. If you're coming in on the East Tex Freeway, here's a look at San Jacinto River camera. Not too bad on the roadways coming in from there or on 90, but the East Tex Freeway looking a little bad once you cross that inner loop.
Ooh, not good at all. All right, well, speaking of which, the reason why is because of all this rain.
Yeah, and it's just going to be a wet morning. I don't think we're getting into a situation here where it's going to be really intense as far as major street flooding or anything like that. But yeah, you may encounter a lane or an access road or something where there's a few inches of standing water, but no major problems around Houston right now. Now, we do see flash flood warnings away from Houston, basically all directions, northwest, south, and east. That's where the rain has been heaviest, and there may be some bigger issues in those spots that you saw in red. That's now shown as these green polygons here on this map. But the rain that's coming into Houston is mostly just moderate showers. We do see some slightly more intense rain down 59 to the southwest. Maybe that scrapes through our western zones here pretty soon. So that could be a situation where roads may start to get a little more water standing on them. But again, other than those pockets where it's a little heavier, it's mostly just, you know, nuisance wet weather for a lot of Houston, and that's going to continue through much of the day today and even into tonight. There's still rain coming. We do expect, though, dry weather to return Thursday. A couple showers, but likely not heavy on Friday. And the weekend, if I had a fourth headline here, it'd say the weekend is great. So we'll get into those details, but specifically looking more into what's happening today, all coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you so much. Well, more schools will be added to HISD's new education system in the 2024-2025 school year. The news released yesterday after the district announced that 20 F-rated schools along with 6 low D-rated schools will be added into the system. In fact, some of those new F-rated schools were actually rated as A-rated schools just last year. CW39's Kara Willis is joining us live at one of the schools that will be added to the NES school list in the fall. So, Kara, how many schools in all have now been added?
Good morning to you, Sharon. I'm here outside of Askew Elementary School, just one of those schools that had a very different grade rating for their school. They were a B rating back in 2022, and they jumped from a F rating last year. Now, Superintendent Mike Miles says that up to 40 campuses will be added to that NES list for the fall. Now, Miles says that the new education system was created to make sure that students got that additional coaching and help that they needed to succeed. They said that this was to achieve any achievement gaps, change up the instruction, and prepare students for the year 2035, mostly because of that additional instruction, as I mentioned, that will be offered. Currently, there are a total of 85 NES schools. Now, with the added campuses, that brings that number to 125. There are also campuses that are considered NES eligible campuses that scored a high D grade last year. These will make opting into the program optional for those particular campuses. Miles says overall this will benefit students to help them become more successful in future years.
When we know that kids are not achieving at the proficiency level that they are, then the best thing to do is provide high quality instruction, provide greater supports, provide on-the-job feedback, provide a high-quality instructional materials, provide other things for kids to do and expand their experiences, which is all part of NES.
Miles says that it's no secret that the district's achievement has been declining, and that most of this is because they haven't fully recovered since COVID. So providing more support makes the most sense to help students become more successful. And in a press conference yesterday, Miles also mentioned that teachers will not have to reapply for their jobs at any of these campuses. He says, however, they'll have to go through a screening process, which I'll tell you more about coming up later in our show.
All right, thank you so much for keeping us posted, Kara. We really appreciate it. All right, well, now you may have seen in Kara's live shot behind her, there was some little puddles around and it's still wet roads, and we're going to expect this for quite some time, right, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on, and at the same time, kind of a not a lot. And what I mean by that is, yes, we have widespread wet weather, but we're not finding any major flood issues around most of the Houston area. There may be some standing water. In fact, it's pretty likely there's going to be standing water to some degree on a lot of the roads. Maybe some puddles or, you know, like 2, 3, 4 inches deep in some spots, but not the big shutdown, you know, highways kind of road flooding going on in Houston right now, because the rain rates are low enough to where we're not going to see that water really piling up. But you can see on radar, there's rain everywhere, and it's going to keep coming here through much of the morning, maybe slightly breaking up this afternoon, but still I would plan on some wet weather still going into the afternoon and into tonight. Coming in closer on Houston, the green is light rain, yellow would be medium, and then we see some oranges and reds indicating where it's a little bit heavier. But as we switch from this over to looking at rain rates, and what you really want to look for here is where you see the red or magenta colors. That's where we're in that 1 to 2 inches per hour kind of rate, and that's the type of rate where if that happens for too long, we can see some street flooding. And I'm really not seeing rates that high, other than a few exceptions way down south near the coast, and this cluster off to the southwest is kind of borderline around 1 inch per hour or so. So those are some spots where there may be some minor street flooding happening soon, but again, I'm not seeing anything really extreme around Houston right now. Now, our model is going to show that we've just got more clusters of rain coming through as we go through the morning hours. Here we go into the afternoon, still waves of rain and some thunderstorms at times, so we need to be on watch for that street flooding potential through the end of the day. And then even tonight, I'll take you all the way into 4 o'clock in the morning. There's still going to be waves of rain likely coming through. By the time a lot of you are heading out on the roads tomorrow morning, around sunrise or even after, most of this rain will be out of here, and the rest of Thursday should be dry. We actually do expect a little sun to break out tomorrow as well. So once we get past tonight, we're doing a whole lot better. We can kind of relax a little by tomorrow. Now, Friday, you'll see there is a chance for rain, mainly second half of Friday, but that's going to be not so much this heavy stuff, just some scattered showers before this front comes in. And this front will save us and bring some nice weather just in time for the weekend. Sunshine is out, humidity goes down, and everything just kind of settles down here for the weekend. Yes, it will be a little cooler, especially at the nighttime hours in the 40s, but we're still getting over 60 in the afternoon.
This is Highway 146, and you'll see, I love this image. Fred Hartman Bridge is one of my favorite areas, roadways in the area. This is right at that southeast tip of Harris County, and you'll see that it looks really good. The bay looks good despite all of the rain we're going to get and all the rain we're still going to be getting. But I do want to point out that I've been watching the Harris County flood warning system, and they have several around the port and Baytown and around the bay, and it looks like everything is in the green right now. And at that, a lot of these creeks that go around the roads, like say around Lomax and Bay Oaks, those are all so low right now that hopefully any additional rain we get today isn't going to be impacting our roadways in and around La Porte or Baytown.
All right, thank you so much. Well, deputies with Constable Mark Herman's office have made an arrest in connection to recent catalytic converter thefts. The crime took place earlier this month at the AutoNation dealership located in the 21,000 block of the North Freeway. Officers were able to respond quickly, and they found 3 male suspects. All 3 suspects were apprehended and identified as Derek Moulton, Michael Harper, and Deontay Norman. All 3 were arrested and booked into the Harris County Jail. They are now charged with catalytic converter theft. Their bond has also not been set at this time. A main road washed out in Livingston as heavy rains moved through. This is off of Highway 190 East and is the main access point for what's known as the Crystal Lake subdivision. A woman who lives in this area actually said there are about 60 homes back there, so people have been unable to get in or out. We have more weather to come right after the break.
New year, new me. Top of the food chain.
Let me help you with that. I'm good, man. Thanks. Are you sure?
Everyone can use a little help. Volkswagen Tiguan with Front Assist. Visit your local Volkswagen dealer for 1.9% APR financing for 48 months on a new 2024 Taos or Tiguan.
At Wells Fargo, direct deposits come up to 2 days early with early payday. What if everything came 2 days early?
Have a good weekend, Mary.
All right now. Have a good weekend.
But it's Wednesday.
See you Monday.
Am I missing something?
It's the weekend, baby. See you later.
Like getting things 2 days early? When it comes to payday, you can with Wells Fargo.
What are you doing this weekend?
Have heart failure with unresolved symptoms? It may be time to see the bigger picture. Heart failure and seemingly unrelated symptoms like carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, and irregular heartbeat could be something more serious called ATTR-CM, a rare underdiagnosed disease that worsens over time. Sound like you? Call your cardiologist and ask about ATTR-CM.
Universal Plumbing Supply Company, your home for residential, commercial, and light industrial plumbing supplies from top manufacturers. Since 1979, we've been supplying Houstonians with the quality plumbing materials and products. Call or come by and see us today.
Popeye's new chicken wings make no sense. Marinated in Louisiana spices, hand-battered and clipped, and then we have the audacity to call all 5 flavors fast food? Someone should really say something or order something.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Why are women everywhere raving about Sono Bello?
Today is reveal day. Here we go.
Oh my God. It's flat.
Look at this.
I love my new body. I love my new shape.
We take fat anywhere in the body that's constraining to you. Once the fat is removed and thrown away, that's it. It's gone. I'm loving life. I'm loving all my loose-fitting clothes.
I got to buy 4 brand new bikinis. Join thousands of other women. Call or go to sonobello.com.
Turn right onto Western Avenue.
ID Light in the all-electric ID4. Lease the 2023 all-electric ID4 Pro for $379 a month after an EV lease bonus and customer bonus. Limited inventory available.
Meteorologist Adam Kruger here, live view from our downtown camera on top of the Wells Fargo Plaza building, looking down towards the Toyota Center as we have a soggy scene out there this morning. Everyone getting the rain. And in some spots, we've got some pretty good standing water on some roads. We'll have to watch for possible street flooding through the day today. There's a flood watch in effect because of that. Let's stick with the too much water theme here and look first at the Harris County Flood Warning System website. I've got that up right here. And if you want to know specifically near you, you can go to this website and look at the waterways and the rain totals and all that stuff. But when we look at this map right here, the green boxes, that means the waterways are okay in those spots. Yellow, you see those triangles, that means flooding is going to be possible if rain keeps coming down. And then the red spots is where flooding is occurring, meaning some of these waterways are a little too high into flood stage. Earlier this morning, we had one northwest of Houston. Now we have a couple more up north. So if you live near some of these, you might want to check in. I'll show you the northwest one right here, and that's going to be 1195 Mound Creek at FM 362. Here's the flooding likely line, and it's gone almost a foot over that just this morning. So keep an eye on some of those waterways, especially it looks like north of Houston. Let's switch over and show you how much rain we've had in some spots since the last 24 hours. And you can see there's a stripe out west that really stands out. That's where the heaviest rain, for the most part, yesterday fell. And in that area, it's about 5 to 10 inches. Yes, 10 inches in some areas. These blue colors indicate where the highest totals were. So that's Brenham all the way down to crossing I-10 just west of Schulenburg and everywhere in between. LaGrange, Navasota, just to name a few other spots. And then we've had some heavy rain in and around Houston as well. 1 to 4 inches. I know that's a wide range, but there's been rain totals in these spots up around that range. And now as we look at what's going on right now, we still have more rain coming down. It's on the moderate side, borderline heavy, but not super intense. Sometimes we get those red colors on radar showing where there's really, really heavy rain or high rain rates. We're not quite seeing that right now, but it is just persistent wet weather on top of saturated ground, and that may lead to some of those waterways getting a little high and certainly some possible, at least minor street flooding. In closer to Houston, again, it's just light and moderate showers, but there's another wave out west that's sweeping northward, so watch for that. I expect more rain through the day today, kind of in waves, and even tonight, you put it all together on top of what we've seen, another 1 to 2 to maybe 3 inches of rain could fall across a large part of southeast Texas. This is all going to happen today and tonight. Now tomorrow the rain is pretty much wrapped up after the early morning hours, maybe a little more Friday, probably not heavy though. Once we get past Friday night, then we've got this front coming in. Drier air finally returns this weekend, so the sun is back out Saturday, Sunday, Monday, some cooler nights and still pleasant temperatures during the day.
Coming in from the west along West Park Tollway, there are some slowdowns, but I want to focus right now right in the Galleria area. Now, typically when it's raining hard and I take the West Park Tollway down under Pin Oak and into the West Park exit onto Richmond, you do see some standing water, but as you can see right here at Richmond, it looks really good. I'm going to take you through some of these tunnels also. So here is one of the angles as we go under Post Oak. No standing water there. Here's that tunnel that goes under 59. Also no standing water here. So it looks like our drainage system is doing really good right now and keeping up with the rain. Let me move on over to West Park Tollway at the Fondren exit. And there you go. There's all the traffic on the West Park Tollway as I take you out further west all the way to State Highway 6. You'll see that traffic is still also backing up on the Southwest Freeway, but the West Park Tollway looks pretty good. That's far out west. Now let's talk about our drive times right now since we just spotted the Southwest Freeway. Williams Trace Boulevard to downtown, that's a 36-minute drive. Meanwhile, Pin Oak to downtown, 72 minutes. Townsend to downtown, 34 minutes. Meanwhile, Woodlands Parkway to downtown, 48 minutes. Barker Cypress to the West Loop, 36 minutes. Broadway Street to downtown, 29 minutes, all in the red. We're still seeing some red right now. NASA Parkway to downtown, 44-minute drive for you. Meanwhile, Crosby Lynchburg to downtown, 34-minute drive for you coming into downtown.
Well, we are 46 days away from the Academy Awards, which means it's time for this year's best movies and actors to find out if they're headed to the Dolby Theater or if they're just, we'll check it out. Here are the Oscars and their nominations for 2024.
The nominations for the 96th Annual Academy Awards are in. Oppenheimer leads the pack with 13 nominations. Here are your Best Picture nominees. American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Past Lives, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest, and the aforementioned Oppenheimer. This has never happened before. 3 of those nominated Best Pictures are directed by women: Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, and Past Lives. Not on that list, Emerald Fennell's Saltburn. The film was completely shut out May, December, and The Color Purple also snubbed for Best Picture, but The Color Purple did not walk away empty-handed. Here are the nominees for Best Supporting Actress. Emily Blunt, Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks, The Color Purple, America Ferrera, Barbie, Jodie Foster, Nyad, Divine Joy Randolph, The Holdovers. Danielle Brooks was on our set a few weeks ago telling us that award season was like a dream come true.
Well, the first time I got to see The Color Purple, the movie version at the Academy, I was crying. I was so full of emotion. My face was up there on that big screen. This is my first studio film. I've done a lot of independent films. First studio film. Saw my face, heard my voice, and my name. I was like, a girl's dream really can't come true. You know, it's a dream come true.
To supporting actor and one major surprise, Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction, not necessarily expected to be on the list. He joins Robert De Niro, Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr., Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling, Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo, Poor Things. To the leading ladies, your nominees for Best Actress are Annette Bening in Nyad, Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Hüller in Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan in Maestro, and Emma Stone in Poor Things. Annette Bening for Nyad makes the cut, but Margot Robbie for Barbie did not. However, Margot Robbie does have a nomination for Best Picture as a producer on Barbie. Best Actor in a leading role. The nominees are Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Coleman Domingo, Rustin, Paul Giamatti, The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright, American Fiction. No Leonardo DiCaprio for Killers of the Flower Moon, but someone on the list, Coleman Domingo, who was ecstatic with his nomination.
I look at my husband, and the announcement comes out, he starts crying. And I was like, oh, that's where I should react. So then I started crying. I didn't know how to react at all.
Now to the nominees for Best Director.
Justine Triet, Anatomy of a Fall. Martin Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon. Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer. Yorgos Lanthimos, Poor Things. And Jonathan Glazer, The Zone of Interest.
Barbie was nominated for Best Picture, but not its director, Greta Gerwig. Bradley Cooper directed himself to an acting nomination, but was not nominated for Best Director. No snub here, but rather a record. Martin Scorsese with his 10th Oscar nomination for directing, the most for a living director at 81. He's also the oldest Best Director nominee. The 96th Oscars will take place on Oscar Sunday, March the 10th. Reporting from Hollywood, I'm Sam Rubin.
Wow, so many movies to still watch, to check them out for sure. Well, the month of January is almost over, but you know what's not over? Christmas tree recycling. If you're using your Christmas tree, as my producers say, as a coat hanger by now, because all the branches have probably dried out, you still have time to recycle it. I do have some friends who are great with trees, and their trees are still up, and they still look good. I know, right? Well, Houston Solid Waste Management has 23 Christmas tree drop-off recycling locations open until Friday, January the 26th. That's this Friday, everybody. So what you're seeing right now is a map with the locations available to recycle those trees. Please don't bring artificial trees. Those can go in your attic. Better off yet, just leave them there, of course. Disassemble them, put them in the attic, and use them for next year. We're CW39 Houston, no wait weather and traffic.
We know that losing a loved one can make you feel all alone. Whether you're planning or need help for an immediate tribute, Bill Clare Family Mortuary and Fairchild has served Houston area loved ones for more than 85 years. Care and concern for the family is how we live.
Every Subaru adventure starts and ends with love. Enjoy 2 years of oil changes, tire rotations, and inspections through our Subaru Maintain the Love complimentary maintenance program. All performed by certified service technicians using genuine Subaru parts. Subaru vehicles that are regularly serviced by a Subaru retailer can go even farther. Love. It's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Today's healthcare system can feel like a factory. That's why Village Medical is changing primary care. Here, your primary care doctor works with a whole team to coordinate your care. You get their time, you get their attention, you get the help you need. Village Medical, the new way to well.
Beneful knows a full life doesn't just happen. It's a choice. To take a swing, to taste all life has to offer. Choose joy. Choose Beneful. And try Incredibites, just for small dogs.
Hey, it's the Rule and Ryan Show, and all day long on KRBE, we want to reward your listening skills with free money.
We'll tell you to be caller 104 to identify the secret sound. Get it right and win the jackpot.
At least $104 each time. And if you don't get it right, the jackpot gets bigger every time we play.
So listen every weekday morning starting at 7 a.m. with the Rule and Ryan Show, and all day long till 7 p.m. for your chance to win big on KRBE.
It's the secret sound.
Sometimes it takes a different approach to see the difference you can make around you. With Capella University's game-changing FlexPath format, set your own deadlines and access coursework anytime. Imagine your future differently with Capella University.
We know that losing a loved one can make you feel all alone. Whether you're planning or need help for an immediate tribute, Bill Clare Family Mortuary in Fairchild has served Houston area loved ones for more than 85 years. Care and concern for the family is how we live.
Well, the IRS will start simplifying notices to taxpayers this year. And there's another problem with a Boeing airplane. Jane King is at the NASDAQ in New York with these stories and more in your morning business reports.
Good morning. A Boeing 757 lost its front tire as the aircraft was preparing to depart for an international flight over the weekend. The plane was headed to Colombia from Atlanta. Meanwhile, Alaska Airlines CEO told the Washington Post that they have found many loose bolts on Boeing jets. Boeing CEO Dave Calhoun is expected to meet with a group of senators this week. While online retailer Wayfair just laid off a bunch of people, and the Wall Street Journal reports remote workers were the most likely to go. Executives said they believe most workers should be at their desks in an office on most days. The S&P 500 hit a new record high for a third day. The Dow slipped, though. Well, Johnson & Johnson has reached a tentative settlement to resolve investigations by more than 40 states into whether the company misled patients about the safety of its talc baby powder. The settlement does not resolve the tens of thousands of lawsuits, some of which are slated to go to trial later this year, alleging those products cause cancer. Well, the company reportedly pay $700 million to settle the investigations. And the IRS says it will redesign and simplify the long and often complicated notices it sends to taxpayers. The notices have been criticized as being too long, filled with complex legal jargon, and difficult to understand. From the NASDAQ market site, I'm Jane King with your morning business report.
All right, thank you so much, Jane. And we'll have an update on all of the weather that's impacting our surrounding area and how our roads are slowing down a little bit in some areas when we come back in just a minute. A reminder, go to our website, CW39.com, for updates as well. We're CW39 Houston, no wait weather and traffic. Stick around, more still to come.